Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. Thank you, Universal Media Group, for copywriting my video on a franchise that Disney took by the back of the neck and forced into a four-way gangbang with two cucks, their dominatrix, and the shotgun they used to put it out of its misery in the backyard. But anyways, for too long, I've watched AAA games tried to swindle money from gamers, and even sitting here in my cozy little underground bunker, I can tell that AAA gaming is doing as well as an AIDS patient in 1996, or a corona patient now. Anyone not plugged into a wall knows it too, so with that in mind, I've delved into my gaming archive to show you the very best it has to offer. What better way than starting off with a game that came out during a similar plague outbreak? This one comes from my very small Steam catalog, and it's an oldie, but a goldie, so I'm making it my sovereign duty to make sure that my fellow citizens are not tempted by the harlots of AAA delinquency, but instead come to the savior of retro gaming. I felt it was time to share my knowledge, give of my labors, and help those who felt forsaken in these dark times, to help them find their way so that way they can cast chain lightning on any motherfucker that tries to step their way. I have seen the future gamer and what his lust for mediocrity has wrought into the gaming sphere, and it has brought upon me and my ilk the big shame, and it's a wound that shall not go unvindicated. So I played this game to study its deep intricacies and to become the cartographer of its peaks, its valleys, as well as its treasures and the monsters hidden throughout. And there are some monsters that are mighty, but the treasures are tidy. KOTOR might be an older game, but if you played Mass Effect 1 or a decent session of D&D, you've already gotten a better start than any of the info menus. 8-year-old me had no idea how to make a rogue work without dumping all my points into strength and charisma, but now I have returned from my long journey of many, many games, and we can begin to truly explore why you need to play Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. I know that the journey's gonna be long and hard, but it's a necessary one. And since there's a planet-wide quarantine going on right now, it's time to set up my academy. With all this time I have between scavenging for food and patching the holes in my ceiling, doing this is gonna keep me sane through the impending apocalypse. So with that said, these games, your help, and I are here to give you the tools to seek AAA trash and confront it, smiting it with holy indignation, bringing others to the light. But why is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic? When is it? And who are you? Well, there's no better place to start from the beginning. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Character selection. You get 3 classes, which also serve as pseudo-difficulties, ranging from a grueling slog of medkit farming to a dull vibroblade-wielding demigod who dispatches hordes of enemies instantly while his team tries to hit anything but the cold corpses with their blasters. You can also get the female variants that don't really change the story, except in the most appealing ways, and give you the shitty love interest instead. Now that you've decided whether you want to take Easy Street or seeking a more challenging experience, you can pick what species of alien you want to be, ranging from a wide variety of bizarre and peculiar species to choose from. After that, you can select your attributes. Now, this might be a minor spoiler, but I do also have a deep burning conviction to tell you whether you choose the scout, soldier, or scoundrel. They all eventually become Jedis, so it might be worth throwing some points into your willpower and charisma, so that way you don't go after a single cast and then get violently struggle-snuggled by a group of Tatooine ISIS fighters. Trust me, these holy sand warriors are fucking merciless and can wipe out even high-level parties. This character is a scout with high Jedi stats, and although I don't get to use any force powers till 6 hours in, I'm unable to land a single hit due to having the strength of a toddler. I have overcome and unlocked my inner power. God damn it, there's nothing like the smell of a fresh death field in the morning. After picking your skills, make sure to maximize the coverage in the beginning so that way you don't have to waste 15 minutes of your life trying to bash a stationary door. And then later, spec into computers and demolitions so that way you can clear whole rooms for a couple of handy computer spikes and sell random mines littered throughout each and every planet to rake in fat stacks of credits. And there's a lot of credits to mine, especially in the second game, but that's for another time. Your party members can also be optimized to make up for your weaknesses, and you get a pretty nifty waifu heal bot pretty early on, so if you don't mind taking plenty of long rests to refill your mana, you'll never need medkits. As for stealth, useless, give it to mission. And as a last little note, only the main character gets the persuasion skill. It's pretty wonderful and has a wide variety of uses, such as asking for more credits after fights, getting information, getting more credits for helping people, waving the fee to raise your swoop bike, getting even more credits for winning a said swoop race. It's wonderful. Next, select a feat, which are for combat, actively or passively. I always recommend trying to max out dual wielding on any class as soon as possible, since it's the best way to get the most damage and the most efficient pacification for all the younglings. Lastly, get a name and awaken in the middle of an ambush by Universal Media Group. Gameplay. One of the most archaic aspects about Knights of the Old Republic is just how old the combat is. To put it bluntly, it runs just about as well as an elderly diabetic pug. And if you don't like smashing your head into a wall, I suggest just cheesing the combat. You can input step-by-step commands to each and every party member, letting you set up a full defensive plan instantaneously every time you walk into a group of baddies. But after you get a few levels under your belt, all of combat pretty much becomes a cakewalk for the most part. And never forget, whichever companions you have with you at the time can always be swapped out. I always found that Wookiees were excellent negotiators, as well as outstanding bodyguards. Treat everyone right, talk to them often, and always ask for little goodies, and they'll give you side stories and side quests that will not only reward your heart, but also your wallet. If that all sounds enticing, know that everything I've just said is an absolute lie. None of that's actually the game, and underneath this shiny Star Wars veneer, through a deeper inspection, if we roll our nat 20s, we can see that this is actually just a D&D simulator. And if all of that doesn't appease to you, there's always Pizak. Stupid fucking game. Story. Honestly, it's probably one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had in my life up to this date. And I don't know why 17 years later you haven't tried it out. But it's so good, I'm not gonna ruin it for you. If creating a character that turns out to be a Jedi isn't the coolest shit you've ever heard of, then maybe you need to go back to games suited more to people of your nature like Fortnite, or Apex Legends, or Brawlhalla. Final score! Graphics aren't the prettiest anymore, and with the combat, it might make you feel like you're an elderly patient with cataracts. But just like the Lone Wanderer has to get a little radiation to eat that sweet, sweet rat roach meat, it's all worth it. Why? Because the story, the companions, and the memories are just that good. Perfect score. I give this game a 420 Jolie over a 6D9 Bastila, and highly encourage you to pick up a copy, and maybe convince a friend to play it too. I've already started my delicate research on the second game. I'll have another detailed synopsis out real soon, so we can stay in touch. In the meantime, a little parting gift. Thank you.